Hey guys, it is currently 2:23 in the morning on August 5th, but I want to go ahead and talk about yesterday, August 4th, which was day 12 of working on the Grimm Reaper rewrite. First of all, you could probably hear my dog snoring in the background. Like I said before in previous videos, she sleeps back there most of the morning. So she's just very quietly snoring behind me. I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not. Yesterday, August 4th, I wrote 504 words in Grimm Reaper, and that was it. I was struggling a lot with making any progress in it at all, partially because things are just slow right now. I'm in a section that in the original book was entirely from Roxanne's point of view and Fred's point of view, and in the rewrite it's entirely from Grimm's point of view. Which is hard, because he's not in those sections at all. He's not even mentioned. I think there's maybe one mention of him, and it's after Fred finds Roxanne again. And Grimm is just mentioned at that point. He's not even shown at that point. He's not at the house. He's not there to help. He's only mentioned. So it makes telling all of this from his point of view difficult. But some things have been added into the story to make things follow the plot lines of the original, or the second draft, which was last time. The rewrite that I did last time is the original I'm referring to here. That follows the plot lines of the original that made sense, which a lot of them in the first rewrite did make sense, but there's still some things that need to be tweaked and fixed, and that's what I'm worrying about this time, as well as making it all from Grimm's point of view, since it's a book named after him. But I'm making progress, it's just slow. I'm really happy with the things that have changed in it so far. Like, for instance, the main thing that has changed is that, first of all, Grimm he finally has a Russian name, which he didn't have in the original. In the original, his name's Caleb, but in this one it's Cheslav. So he finally has a Russian name, which is great. The other characters will eventually have mostly Russian names, not all of them, because Fred still needs to have an American accent, and still needs to primarily be from America, though he's actually Italian, but for the purposes of where he is, he's pretending to be born and raised in America, which plays into a bigger part in the book that's already been revealed at this point, because it's from Cheslov's point of view. But in the original book, you didn't find it out until, like, I don't know, 80,000 words into the book. That one, the original, being the very first draft, which, coincidentally, yesterday I got on Facebook to post an announcement about Letters from a Madman, and I had a memory to look back on, and it was about the original draft of Grimm Reaper, which apparently on August 4th, 2016, I finished writing the original draft of Grimm Reaper, which was 150,000 words. Because in the first one, that first huge book covers everything. It covers Grimm's reign, it covers Fred's reign, and then it stops a little after that for reasons that I don't think happen in this new one, but we'll see how things go. And then the second book was much shorter and followed a kid that had been born in Grimm Reaper. And the rewrite, the first one, covered Grimm's reign as the first book and Fred's reign as the second book. And in that one, the second book didn't go very far because I had to change up a lot of plot related things, and I couldn't do that. But this time around, I'm hoping that things go well. The Grimm Reaper half of it, the first book, is going well so far, despite it being slow right now. So I have my fingers crossed that book 2 will be much of the same. But we'll see. But I thought it was super cool that, you know, I had a notification that, that 4 years ago, that's when I finished the original. Even if the original isn't great, it's so weird to think about, you know, that being when I finished it. Because I remember starting that book at the beginning of my 2015 to 16 school year, and that means that I would have finished it shortly after graduating, And 2016 was the year that I finally started writing books that I feel had, you know, genuine plots and good characters and whatnot. So if I had finished Grimm maybe just a couple months later, maybe the ending would have been something that was more satisfactory towards an actual plot. Because November of that year is when I wrote the first book of the Bo Austin series, and I think Ashes in the Light and maybe Cut to the Kill, and potentially another book that year, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's weird to think about how close that was to everything else that I was doing that year, and how maybe if it had just stretched out a couple months longer, things would have been different with the original, and then maybe things would have been different with the first rewrite. But you know, it's how things go sometimes. So, again, with progress yesterday, things were slow, and that's okay. But with today, the goal is to write, I'll actually calculate it for you. I want to hit 20,000 words in 3 days, which yesterday would have been day 1 of that, today would be day 2 of that, and tomorrow would be day 3. So in order to hit that, I need to write 2,242 words today. So we'll see how that goes. Right now I'm at 15,516 words because of the 500 whatever that I wrote yesterday. So we'll see how easily things happen with Grimm today to see if I can make that kind of progress. I've got my fingers crossed that I can, but I'm going to take a break here, take a shower, hopefully reset my mindset from dealing with KDP stuff yesterday, and then get into Grimm Reaper. Maybe I'll have a little time lapse here if I can figure out how to do that on this camera. Apparently there's a setting for it, so I'm super excited to test that out. I'll do a little time lapse of typing for a bit maybe, and then I'll give you guys an update on how things went for Grimm at some point today. But I'm going to start with a shower and hope that that resets any KDP anger from yesterday, and hope that it resets some Grimm thought processes, and we'll go from there. So I will see you guys later here on day 13 with another Grimm Reaper rewrite update. Alright, you can see a bit of my tablet here in the screen. But it is 3:41 in the morning, and I just finished writing in Grimm for about 15 minutes or so. That's about how long that time lapse was. And I think I wrote a little bit in it before I took my shower, so in between that and the 15 minutes, I just wrote 622 words in Grimm, which is a step in the right direction, but despite my shower, I am tired. I slept way longer than 6 hours yesterday, so I've been fighting exhaustion pretty much ever since I woke up. So I'm going to take about a 15-minute nap because I need to take my thyroid medication at 4. And then from there, after I'm up, hopefully the 15 minutes will be enough of a little recharge here, and I will get back into working on Grimm. But otherwise, a little over 600 words so far. I broke 16,000, so we have a good start, if nothing else. After this, I'll probably film like the normal work in progress videos for the day, and then I will see you guys at the end of the day with an update unless something really spectacular happens in Grimm today. So I will see you later. Alright, it is 11:36 p.m. on August 5th here, and I didn't do any more writing in Grimm Reaper after I went to bed this morning, and I wrote 622 words in it, not counting the like 30 words that I wrote in it right before I went to bed, so I just didn't count those. I'll count them for tomorrow. But 622 words, and we're still at 16,138 words out of the 20,000 word goal for tomorrow. So if I don't hit 20,000 words tomorrow, I will just move on to the next book, and then I'll see you guys with an update tomorrow regardless of what happens. But you know, it's what we're aiming for. But I will show you this for Grimm Reaper. And then that's all that I have for this day, which I think is day 12 or 13. I don't remember. It's one of the two. My day is kind of off here. I'm very dizzy. I don't feel great. I haven't felt great. I didn't sleep well. So I'm not sure which one of those numbers it is, but it's 12 or 13, I think. I'll have a direct answer on what day tomorrow is when I film for tomorrow, but I don't have one right now. But that's all that I have for today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with another update on writing Grimm Reaper for the 3rd time. Hey guys, it is currently 1:57 in the morning on August 7th, but we're going to go ahead and talk about the final day of working on Grimm for this 3-day period here, which would have been August 6th. And I'm going to count back what day this is really quick, as in if it's like day 12 or 13 or whatever, and go from there. It does not want to focus on my face. I'm trying to make it, but it's just not gonna do it today. But I'm gonna count back to find out what day this is, and then I'll be with you. Okay. If I can count, August 6th was day 14 of working on the Grimm Reaper rewrite. And on day 14, I wrote 1,956 words and brought the total of Grimm up to 18,094 words. So yesterday I had wanted to hit 20,000, but I'm still very happy with that 18,000. I'm very happy with the progress on it in the last 3 days, and things are going okay. The last section that I worked on was about a little under 700 words, and I'm really happy with the way that section came along. It came pretty fast. I think I wrote that in maybe 20 minutes, which nowadays is very, very fast for me, because sometimes that same amount of words can take like 3 hours depending on how my fingers and wrist are doing in combination with my focus and mental fog and all that fun stuff. But that section came very easily, and I'm very happy that it came easily, and I'm happy with the progress that I made the last 3 days in this book. So at this point, I'll tell you how many books I need to work on before I can come back around to Grimm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. I need to work on 7 books before I come back to Grimm, and technically there are 2 other books outside of that, but I haven't worked on either one of those in 44 days, so I'm not too concerned about adding those into the list right now. But some of those books have shorter goals on them, so I don't need to write as much in them, so some of them might not take, 2 or 3 days in between. But I will see you guys when I come back to Grimm again, which will be eventually. But today here on the 7th, I'm going to get into Pittman's Legend Valiant Fighter, and if I can make some good progress in that and make good progress in the books that follow it, it won't be long before I see you again. So I'll cross my fingers for that, but I will see you guys with an update as soon as we cycle back around to Grimm.